So here's the second part of this Weber vegetable pan, where I'll be trying to do a drawing out of this sheet metal part here. So again, that's what I would like to end up with, something like that. It can be a little tricky doing sheet metal drawings, but what I am planning to do here is actually, of course, I want the folded model here. Also this one, so you can see my logo on here. But also we need to have an unfolded part of it. And you can see I've added some information about it. Been writing it is unfolded. Also I've added the information that is laser coded according to a DXF file. So that's why I haven't added loads of dimension. You can see if we really should dimension this one, we'll need dimensions on all the cuts and all the cutouts here and so on, radiuses. But we can actually kind of cheat a little bit, you can say, because we are sending it directly to the cutting machine where we can do the laser cutting. And about the dimensioning of it, can be a little tricky, but I think I'll start up on a new one. So I'll start a drawing. I have a VIA template here when I start up, where we have some already given setups on it. I think a proper size on this one is actually an A1. So I will change it to an A1. Right click on the sheet, edit sheet, pick A1, something like that. Then I'll start adding my part. And here it is, bended one. I'm moving back to my drawing. The reason for actually doing that is when I activate this IPT and move back to my drawing and add the base view, then I can straight away add it to it, so I don't need to look for it here and browse for it. Yes, I need one view, another view. I think I'll add them in one go. Or both. Those two I'll add in one go. So something like that. Actually, we don't really need that extra view I had here, but we could put it on because I have added my logo there. So to actually show we have a logo on there. Okay, another thing, when we look at it, it looks kind of strange here with the lines. It seems like something is missing. There is actually. That's the, if I move to edit view, that's that's I think it's the tank and edges. It is missing. You can see it looks better now. Those lines which are added, where the bend start and where the bend ends. So that's tank and edges. So it looks nicer now. Sometimes they are not needed, but in this case, I think it makes sense. Okay, that's my basic views, I think. Move back to my finished part. I think it looks reasonable the same. Then we need to add this unfolded. And we have to assure, of course, that we have created a flat pattern. And we have, I think previously we had done the flat pattern. You can see it here. So it is already done. It'll need this this flat pattern. Then back to my drawing. A new base. Start from scratch with a new base view. And you can see it adds it straight away here. But in this case, we don't need or don't want the master. We actually want the master, but we want in the sheet metal view, we don't want the folded model, but the flat mat pattern of it. Yes, then it'll be something like that. and it adds nicely also the bending lines here, so we can see where the bends are put. Yeah, and then I think I'll move to the annotated data area. Yeah, actually we got this lightning on, sometimes shows up, then just needs an update for some reason. Annotate, I'll simply add a text here. And right, this is unfolded. Could write something according to a DXF file, for example. So it's a lazy way of doing it. So then we can send this model straight away to the machine, to the laser cutter, and then create it from there. I think maybe it's be clear enough. Unfold according to the DXF file. I think I write something differently here. Laser cut according to DXF file. But whatever. Move it a little bit nicer. And here we could do the same. We could write this as a folded, cheat a little bit to copy it, paste it, and change the text. Fold it, something like that. Whatever we want to write. So it's okay. Then we come to the dimensioning parts. Actually, I haven't put that many dimensions on. There is a bottom up here in feature nodes we could use, which is called bend nodes. If we use that one, we could select the bending lines and actually add information about it. So here it should be bended up 60 degrees with a bend radius of R1. And that's okay. That's one way of doing it. But also, I think I'm a little old-fashioned, old school, you could call it. So I'm used to actually dimension it on the folded view here. But I think it makes it a little clearer. So actually, what we normally do on a thing like that is adding the distance to the bending lines. So position the bending lines like that. And yeah, could consider changing the units here to maybe 0. This one, leave it as it is. Same on this one. 86, fine. And could also add this one, should also give us something here on which is 59.6, and here I think actually I changed the units to be number of digits to be 0. Also looks kind of stupid to actually write 59.6. Doesn't make sense really on this one. It doesn't need to be that accurate. So I think that's what we're looking for, kind of. Go back, have added here, also added the main dimensions. They're maybe not really needed, but I think they are nice to have on the drawing here. So I'll add it here. This one. Something like that. And again, I think I take away the digits. And then it looks a little strange here. Move that a little bit so it looks nicer. And also the other direction. 173.5. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So something like that. And I guess I got most of the dimensions on. Actually here I have done this as a totally symmetric one. So to be totally correct, we shall have on the center lines, um, symmetry center lines, like that. Here, that. This is bisector up here. Doesn't necessarily have to be done that way, but it's what I have chosen. Drag them out so that's clear enough. Then we indicated it is symmetrical. And I think actually this is fine for now. Then we have indicated where our bends are on the unfolded model. Actually, we could actually consider those indication of the bends as information dimensions or reference dimensions, because we have actually the dimension on the folded part. So to be maybe totally correct, we should add them as reference dimensions, information dimensions, like that. Yeah. Then we have got, let you see the logo, it is hidden behind, so it looks kind of strange. So of course we have hidden lines on. I think I'll take that away here. Hidden lines removed. Normally don't show hidden lines. Doesn't make sense. And we can't see them here. I think actually they're on here as well, but we can't see them, so it doesn't matter really. Oh, not that one. This is actually hidden line remove here. So yeah. Yes, I think it looks nicer now. And then to the actual dimensions on the folded one, which I like to have. Because that's how it looks like when we end up. So here we have, of course, we have some bend. I think I'll add this radius 10. See, bend radius of 10 on this one. And maybe also actually the bend radius for the radius 1 we had. To be totally clear about it, so there's no misunderstanding. Something like that. Then what we need is normally where we have the bends, and of course zoom a little in and out here, but what we want to indicate that we have an angle here. I could finish my zooming here. If I can find it. That was not what I wanted. And then I have to choose the dimension again. I think that was better. Actually, it was a stupid choice I did here. Of course, what I wanted is basically simply those two lines. 60. Then we indicated as 60. And this is symmetrical, so it's we know it's 60 here, 60 there, and radius 10 and there, also radius 10. To be totally accurate, should have symmetry line on. Could use this one in this case, maybe that will work. Yeah. So we got the symmetry line on. I think that's about what we want here. And then you can see on this one, I have the dimensions on the distance for this piece, then the distance for up here and down here to where those intersects. That's actually what it was needed in the old days to actually bend. So we needed to indicate, and that actually still counts, that we need to indicate what is the width of this side, or what is the length of this side. And the same here, the 302 is actually from where this intersect that one. And it can be a little tricky sometimes to get what we want. But I'll give it a go. I have also added the outer dimensions on this one. Could start off with that one. So the strings, and then again add this as a proper distance where it's kind of stopping. I think I'll leave that with 0 number of digits, and then again a reference. Again, same as this one. And pick the outer edge. See, it's kind of catching here, so they'll have a proper distance to the profile. Okay, reference primary unit 0. And then back to this one. I've got my radius 10 on. Then I want to have this distance from external. Maybe I'm not done it right here. I have to check again. I actually put it on. To be totally correct, it should actually be the external, normally external dimensions that we have here. So from here to there, see if we can create that one. I'll restart this one to that one. Actually, this is 11. This one. Then dimension from the intersection here to the outer of this one. That can be a little tricky actually, because when you try to dimension it, try a little dimension from there to there. What can we do? What can we choose? Maybe to there, but that's not really a nice dimension that becomes. It's not the same angle. The same this direction here. We try to get about the correct one, but it's not totally correct. But it is about okay, actually, this one, because it's to the center. Seems like it's doing it okay here. It is to the center of this arc that we can dimension. And we actually want the dimension to where we have the intersection between these two. But it's about right here. And as we are rounding up, then I think we could stick with that one. But the thing is, go back to this one. If I want this 81, then I was kind of a little bit in trouble. But the thing I don't know if it's the best way or there's a better way. Someone can come up with a better way, can do that. But we can kind of cheat a little bit, you can say. If I start a sketch on this one, you can always start sketching also on a drawing. And that's a stupid 2D sketch. But if I activate it, draw it on the specific view, then it actually moves with the view. Then there's a constraint to the view. So let's see what we can do about it. I can now start sketching. If I simply create a point down here. It actually seems like it's catching it there. So I have a point there now, and I think it's not good enough actually to do a point, because if I also create a point up here, then it still make a dimension from point to point. So the best way I have figured out to do it is simply create a small line here. It's a short line. And yeah, whatever. It's not really important what length it has. What is needed here is actually to be told correct. Collinear. No, it's not collinear. Maybe it's tangent. That one. Still got a couple of dimensions needed. You can see what it is actually that is needed. Let's see. It's dimensioning to the other point up there. That's actually what we want here. So because it's not positioned where we want it. So I think actually we'll leave that one because we'll leave that one also the distance from there. It's not important really what it's adding here. Because we'll only use this. What is it? It's up here. So now we got a short line, and we can put in. If I can find it, I can't. I finished my sketch here. So you can see actually we got a short line on here. If I now in properties, I can hide it a little bit. It's kind of strange, but I think it's actually turned white. It's invisible more or less. But then actually I can move to annotate and retrieve model annotations. And then I can actually find it here, this dimension. Like that. It's about right. And primary unit to be 0. Then I got my 81. I got, and of course we could have done in the same way with this one. Let's see what happens here. It's actually I haven't indicated that we need to in the sketch. We need to indicate that distance from a point there to the other point. Then I think we get it is also 302. So let's see. I think that's more or less is good enough to indicate what we want from the folded one. One thing, however, I think I would mention about it's nothing to do with sheet metal. It's more like the title block. You see, it's empty for now. It's automatically adds my name and the date. What is missing here is the title, and it's not. It's just putting a strange number on Weber. That's not a drawing number, but it's what it takes it from the eye properties from the part. And have a look at that. If I move back to my Weber part and move into eye properties, you can see what is showing up here. Then I can actually add what I want here. I want this to be called vegetable pane. I can write it here in title. And also you see the part number. That's simply what I have called it, Weber. So maybe it should be a drawing number. If it's a company you're working for, you will have a number there. So change it there. And you see it actually now shows up in the title block. Yes, this title block can also be accessed here, but I think it's easier to actually move to the part or the assembly. So I think that's more or less what I want to show you here. Of course, now you should look at indicate what type of material do we have, so that should be indicated on. And here, do we have any demands for the tolerances? That kind of stuff should be on here. Surface finishes and that kind of things also should be added. But I think that is fine for this one, so that will conclude the video.